Anyone listening who wants free workout tips, which we don't usually give on this podcast.
Listen,
you just got some.
deck of cards. That's all you need. You don't need to pay these guys any money. You don't need a gym. Just get an RV and get a deck of cards, and that's it.
Welcome to Before the Lights. If you're new here, we're a team of health professionals based in London who train people from all over the creative world to get ready for TV, film, even live shows, but most importantly, for everyday life. I'm Dave Hasty.
I'm George Ashwell.
I'm Georgia Canavan.
And I'm Josh Betteridge.
We've been lucky enough to build a pretty special group of members here at the club, so we thought it would be nice for other people to get to know some of them as well as we do.
I was like, I think I need to start going to the gym. So I literally got out my laptop, and was like, PT's for actors.
Welcome to Before the Lights podcast, guys. I'm Greg James. With me over here is Dangerous Dave, and here is Evil George. And today we're talking grind set.
Grind set?
It's not about mindset, guys. It's about grind set.
It was the very first time I met you when you came in and you actually had to run off and be sick in the toilet.
You feel quite vulnerable when you're kind of lying on your back with your legs up in the air because you feel sick. Just breathing, and I'm like, this never happens. I'm so sorry.
So sit back, only do some exercise if you want to, and maybe even learn something about how to look after yourself. Welcome back to the Before the Lights podcast. I've got Josh with me today. How are you, Josh?
Good afternoon. I'm all right. I'm just on the.
So happy to be here.
I sound like I've a couple of octaves. Well, I can't even say the fucking word. My voice is lower than it has been.
Shall we start again?
Octave.
Dude, what?
Couldn't get the word out. Dave, I feel a little bit under the weather, but I'm hoping not to get anyone sick in here.
Absolute shambles.
Confined space.
You can't speak, and you're ill, and we're all sat in basically an airtight recording studio.
Look. I'm not. I'm at the back end. Hence why there's no infection rate at this rate. The R, is it R rate? What they call it? The P rate? The infection rate? Close to zero.
This is definitely the weirdest start we've had, I'd say.
Well, you asked how am I? I'm being completely honest.
So honest. Thank you so much.
I'm looking across at the leanest man I've seen in a long time.
I'll introduce him.
Well, let me paint a picture.
We have
for
today's
viewers.
guest with us.
Okay.
We'll get us back on track.
I am pretty lean right now.
Today's guest. We haven't even. You're not allowed to speak yet. Today's guest is Alex Fine.
Hey!
No.
Now, I don't know where to begin because, like I just said off mic, that everything you've ever said makes me it just shocks me basically, because it's like when I first met you, you'd come in here, so you and Josh had met each other, which we'll get onto, and then sort of getting to know you a little bit.
In a taxi.
I was like, so you're basically you're an actor, but you began life as an American football player at college.
Yeah.
Which after that you became a rodeo horse rider.
No.
What was it?
Bull rider.
Bull.
Yeah.
Same thing, isn't it? And then after that you became a trainer.
Kind of.
Two actors for a period of time.
So, yeah, I played college football. Then after college football, a buddy of mine played on the Giants professional NFL team.
So to put it into context for, like, when we say college football, so for anyone that's not American that listens, which will be quite a lot of people, there's college football. It's a big deal in the States, isn't it? Like, being a college football athlete is essentially like you're on as if you're in an academy at a Premier League football club and you're on the path to becoming a footballer.
Yeah, but it's different because it's the only step you can take to become professional. And let's say, I think only something like less than 1% of high school athletes become Division I college players on scholarship. But college football in America has a bigger fan base than NFL professional. So like if you're 18 and there might be 110 to 115,000 people in the stands.
Yeah. Which is the case for the university you were at, right?
Yeah. And NFL could be 65, 70. So plus you get the whole town outside tailgating. So college in a sense is, I wouldn't say bigger globally, but bigger fan base for sure.
Yeah.
And you're
and
18.
Then, so you left school, went to college, played football. What period of time? Like, how long does that last?
It could last 4 to 6 years. I played 4 years. You can do a thing where you get a red shirt. If you don't play your freshman year, they red shirt you, you get an extra year.
Mm-hmm.
I was done in 4, and then I had basically a couple of weeks left until I got my degree, but I didn't really care about it.
Did you, at that point, you've gone and you've played college football, and throughout that experience, you get an idea of where you are as an athlete? You would know. Or did you know you were like, I'm going to go play college football, that'll be the end of football for me, I'm not trying to get to the NFL, for example?
You know your ceiling pretty much in like 6th, 7th grade. Like in 6th grade, like in where I'm from, they had high school coaches come recruiting you to their school, to your mom's house, all this stuff.
How old are you then?
10, 11. They pay for your mom's electricity bill or phone bill and stuff like that. And
nice.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you go to this high school that's like, my high school, I think, was number 2 or 3 in the nation at that time.
Uh-huh. Is it Michigan?
Huh?
Michigan State?
No, high school. And then,
then you went.
Yeah. And then I played college.
I'm jumping ahead. I'm getting excited. I'm going too far.
Because he's ill.
Yeah. College football is the craziest thing, I would say, in terms of sports in America. And then, but as soon as you get to college as well, you see the level of, there's like, Antonio Brown was on the same team as me, and he became an NFL great. But day one, I knew, okay, that's something different.
Yeah.
There's no amount of training. There's no,
really.
There's absolutely zero, like
physically he's capable of doing different things.
Yeah, there's guys that were close to the same level as me that could play pro. But if you elite athletes is the craziest. There's nothing you could do. Like if I had to guard him, like I'm on defense, he's on offense, I would have a better chance guessing what he's going to do than actually trying to defend him. There's no. He runs as fast as...
I had that experience
That's
once
so good.
in a rugby match where the guy opposite had played for Canada.
Yeah.
Which, being nice, Canada aren't exactly like the best team in the world. But he played against like Ireland and a couple of other countries in the World Cup. And I'm like miles away from being like that kind of level. And he would be there in front of me, and then he'd be behind me, and I was like, I don't actually know what's happened. Like between that and that, I was like, I don't know what's happened.
Yeah, it's a completely different level. But I mean, I was also 220 pounds and faster than I am now.
That's big, because that is heavy.
Training. You have to train. For anyone who doesn't really know that sort of, you have to be pure muscle in that sense. That's a lot of muscle on your body.
But I was faster. I could dunk. I could at that weight too.
Yeah, crazy.
To be able to be quicker and that much heavier is amazing.
Yeah.
So let's now move on. We're just ticking off things like American man things.
Yeah.
So you've got playing football, riding a bull, which I don't think happens anywhere else. I don't think I've ever met anyone else in my life that's ridden a bull.
No, yeah. So it started off as a bet. But
this is the best thing. It was one time, it was the weekend, and I was here on a Saturday, and Alex was in, and it was fairly quiet, and we were just having a chat. And then somehow he just got to that point where he was like, "Yeah, that was a bull rider." I was like, "What?" Like that was that was a job.
Yeah,
it was an actual job.
But it was a bet. I didn't ride a bull before, but it was right after college football, and I was just like, "All right." I had a bet with this player that was in the NFL that I'd become pro athlete in less than a year. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to choose volleyball and then partner up with this sand volleyball player that's great. I got demolished with this guy in a tournament. And it was...
You mustn't be like... You're not tall enough, right? Because those guys must be all like 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah, but it's a sand volleyball tournament. You need to win one. And we entered on like a rainy weekend. And he was like, dude, just if you don't fuck up, we got this. And I'm like, hell yeah. And I got demolished. And I was like, okay, I gotta choose a different sport. I have 11 more months left. Then I chose bull riding because I saw that you only needed to win a certain amount of money and whatever to get your pro card. And I went up to this place in Napomo which is middle of nowhere in California, just like this small place, and practiced bull riding with this whatever Hall of Fame bull rider, and got absolutely just wrecked.
How do you even get introduced to a Hall of Fame bull rider?
Come on, you don't need that. I mean, that question's of course he's going to know someone who's a Hall of Fame bull rider.
It's where they did the Jackass thing, like where Johnny Knoxville when he got.
Oh yeah.
It's the same exact place. So I knew they'd let me on.
So you basically rock up and you're like, right, I want to give it a go. Did
Yeah.
they check? Were they like, right, what's your like athletic credentials? You
No,
didn't have to
they
be like,
wa-
I've just
they-
stopped playing college football, blah blah blah.
I think they wanted to just basically teach me out of it, and they put me on 6 or 7 times a day, which is
And
quite
how
a
long
bit.
did you have to train for that then?
I got messed up every time, so I ended up just stopped training and just entered rodeos.
So what? You were like, I'm just going to turn up and do it.
Yeah, because
Because rodeos, you don't stay on the horse for long or the bull for long, right?
it's you don't get points in a rodeo for anything over 8 seconds. So you could stay on for 10, but that doesn't matter. At 8 seconds, you unwrap your hand and get off. You get scored if you ride the bull at 8 seconds. So like how hard the bull bugs, how you ride it. But if you get 7, 0 points. 6, 0 points. You have to get 8 seconds, and then they score you. Judges do.
Bang.
Yeah.
And then like, but just trying to make it so it's something that people understand. So bull riding in the States and like a couple other countries as well, isn't it?
Brazil, Australia.
So you'll turn up to like an arena, and there's how many people are going to watch? Like quite a lot of people.
Anything from 20 to like 10,000.
Crazy. And then so there's like these professional bulls that get transported around, and you guys all ride the same bull, or is it like?
Yeah, I mean it's different levels. Like
Do you get more points for the different, more like
the
crazier
best
bull?
bull is called rank. The most ranked bulls are going to be PBR, the top riders in the world. There's one bull called Bushwhacker that like no one ever rode. It's the most ranked bull of all
It's
time.
called Bushwhacker.
Yeah, and then the first one I ever rode was Bloodsport, and Bloodsport fucked me up so badly to the point where I was so concussed, and I was driving back home, and I immediately I thought I was going like the speed limit, and I wrecked my car 5 miles an hour into a tree, and then I was like, okay, I got to.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Crazy.
But it's so popular though, isn't it? Because I didn't realize then. Dave's asking the questions because we don't really understand too much.
idea.
But I just went over to Calgary and just
the
missed,
Calgary Stampede's the
and I
biggest
just
thing in
missed
the world,
Stampede, and I just got over to a few bars, and they're like, "Hey, you here for Stampede?" It's like, "Well, I've just missed it apparently." Like,
Well, that's like Glastonbury there. That's like a huge
Glastonbury
like
for
thing.
cowboys.
Outside,
Yeah.
outside of the Calgary Stampede, like they don't go to.
yeah, the place was dead because I got there like a day late, not on
Yeah.
purpose, but I was just there. Wasn't aiming to get to Stampede, but everyone was like, the whole town had like just cowboy
So
and
have
rodeo
you
stuff
been up there to
everywhere.
ride a bull?
Mm-mm.
No.
Everywhere. It's
So
mad.
bringing it back to like this being your job, how long are you actually like riding bulls for? And can you make you make a good living out of
I
riding?
can't look
Yeah.
at if Dave's like upset, annoyed, frustrated, doesn't get it.
Just trying to
There's, like, a
understand it all.
level of
It's
No,
just
you can
like
make a living
annoyance.
off of it. I mean, and
Like the top people in the world at riding a
top
bull.
people in the world, they when like JB Mooney was doing $1 million rides.
Bloody hell.
Wow.
So you thought, right, bull riding, I think I've got a shot at that.
To win the bet, yeah.
So you became a professional, and then did you stick around and you're like, actually, this is kind of fun. I'm quite good at it.
I hated every second of it, but
Were you good at it? Or
Yeah,
were you like...
that was the catch-22. It was like
So then what, you were kind of trapped there because you were like, oh, I can make money doing this. It's a living.
it wasn't about the money; it was about the bet. And then
Wants to win the bet.
yeah, and then it became like, oh, I can actually do this, and then I could stay on for dear life. That wasn't my issue. My issue was dismount. I never learned how to get off, so it would be a car crash every time.
You get flipped off the side of it.
I got stepped on. I broke my face one time because my head hit the bull's head.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, broke my ribs multiple times. My
And then
shoulders.
eventually you've just gone, you know what, I've got to stop doing this.
Well, what stopped it was kind of like, yeah. What stopped it was, wife was pregnant at the time. parents are there, and I couldn't put on my pants. And I couldn't put on my own pants, and I couldn't stand up off the couch. And I'm like, got to make some life decisions. And at that time, when I was getting injured, I owned a gym, and I wasn't training anyone. So that's where people also mix it up. I never personal trained anyone. I owned a gym that I would rehab myself in.
So when you say you owned a gym, you had a gym at your house type thing?
Yeah. I had, before I was married, I had a gym in my garage, and it was a nice house when I was young, and I was in LA. So when actors I knew and athletes I knew,
Are these people like you've met for over the years, like
from
college
football, whatever, they would live with me and train with me in my house. So it'd be like almost like a frat house where you have actors, whatever, from Riverdale, and then you have a linebacker from the Vikings, and then whatever. And we'd all live together and train in my garage. That wasn't like a great gym, but it was like
It was fun, right? People loved it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it was the best. And then I did it again, Eller House and garage, and it just became like almost just like people would text me like, what time is everyone working out? And just be like,
Bit of a club.
yeah, a club.
That's cool.
And we would do that, and it would just be random like NFL athletes and random actors or musicians or rappers, and it was just whoever showed up at that time.
And your training, you were just kind of doing the stuff that you would have done, because by that point you'd have spent a hell of a lot of time in gyms throughout college.
Well,
like,
college football,
it's a
like
huge
if
part
you
of
don't learn what you're doing, like from training since whatever, you're 12 years old, like if you don't pick up on how to program it, whatever, or just how you want to look, like 95% of people just want to do stuff that makes them look aesthetically pleasing or whatever.
Yeah.
And so that's easy. I mean, then you'll get, like for the NFL guys, I wasn't doing speed training or none of that. They just wanted to be jacked. Yeah.
They just want to work out.
Yeah. And all I had to do is add the weight for them. Like, oh, this actor's doing 135 bench press. You're doing 225 based on the weight. And the whole thing was also competition. Like there's a leaderboard where we did timed everything.
Mm-hmm.
So first person to do 100 push-ups in a row timed, and we had a leaderboard, and like I evened it out. So like based on speed and power. So an NFL linebacker or running back would basically be competing with this actor that's 165 pounds, and it'd be just all endurance based, and it just became kind of like a frat house, especially during COVID even. Like it just became mad.
I love that.
Yeah, but I never had a training certificate degree, never worked at a gym or with anyone else. I just had my own thing, and it was just like a group of guys that would come work out with me, basically.
Since Alex joined us at the gym, there's always been this deck of cards that have just been lying on the... Do you want to tell everyone what your push-up deck of card challenge is?
Yeah, so my biggest thing with how I work out is I don't care about numbers. I rather mentally try to break myself. Like if you're like, oh, do 10 reps and it's easy, like I rather do 45 reps and just burn myself out. Like I want to kill myself. So the deck of cards is something, whatever, I started when I was 14.
Yeah.
This is going to be an off-brand topic, but it'll tie in. My mom set me up with this guy when I was in high school named Hot Marbles. Hot Marbles.
That's not a name.
Hot Marbles got his name.
Hot Marbles is a bull's name.
Yeah. Well, Hot Marbles was in and out of jail, but he was jacked, and he lived in our neighborhood. And Hot Marbles got the name because apparently, allegedly, if someone owed him money, he would heat up marbles on this frying pan and then slowly put them in people's throats through a funnel. And they got the name. It was, we'll say it's urban folklore. Like, allegedly, that's how he got his nickname. So my mom sent me with him to get football training, and I'll go to his house, and he would teach me prison workouts, and it was a deck of cards. And you have a full deck of cards, flip one over. If it's a 2, you do 2. If it's a 6. If it's a face card, you do 10. And you try and make yours throughout the whole deck, and you try to beat your time every day. And it ends up being 300 and some push-ups. And yeah, I've hot marbles taught
Hot
me
marbles
quite
taught
a
you some
bit.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's a nice way of training. Quite like it. It's definitely an overload principle. It's just creating a different way of overloading the body, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's
Quite like that.
and it actually, I mean, like, I don't know. I get bored working out by myself. Like, I'll get a little bit lazy or whatever, but if a deck of cards is in front of me, I can't move until I finish it, and there's a time element to it, then I'll do it.
I see you with that deck of cards sometimes in the gym. I'm like, he's switched on. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but he's switched on.
Yeah,
Doing 300 and something of something.
Yeah.
Basically. He's going to be there a while, whatever it is.
I also do variations, like they do squats too, and then do all body weight, or like diamonds sometimes is diamond push-ups, clubs is wide.
Yeah,
I mix it up that way.
Mm-hmm.
Tell anyone listening who wants free workout tips, which we don't usually give on this podcast.
Listen,
we just got some.
deck of cards.
There
That's
you
all
go.
you need. You don't need to pay these guys any money. You don't need a gym. Just get an RV and get a deck of cards, and that's
After
it.
hearing this, Hot Marbles is going to be chasing for some money, I reckon.
Nah, he doesn't have social media.
So the timeline we have, right? Let's try and bring this back on track somehow. There's Hot Marbles, football training, college football, bull riding,
To the acting,
training in the garage,
Yeah.
and then you are now an actor. So for most people, that isn't a normal. It's a pretty unique pathway
Right.
up to this stage in your life. So like up until now, our paths haven't crossed. So by the time you guys have met in Paris, I believe, you're already in the acting world by that point.
Yeah,
Is
for
that
a
right?
couple of years.
So how did that happen? What happened there then?
Bull Riding was owned by WME and IMG, which is a modeling agency and acting agency, all-around agency. So when they owned Bull Riding, they were looking for different talent, stuff like that. And it was literally at the height of Westerns as well, in television and movies. And this agent basically came to me and was like, why don't you audition for this show called Yellowstone? Never did audition before. And like in Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati, there's no blueprint. There's no one before you that is in music. There's no one in film or TV. There's no theaters. The schools don't have it. It's only sports. Like
So that's where you grew up.
Yeah. So there's the people before me. The only option or only whatever mentor teacher would be a pro athlete. There's never someone that came from arts or theater, anything. And so that was never really ever an option because there was no outlet, nobody before me that did it from where I'm from, and whatever that kind of representation matters. Like you look at Atlanta and it's birthplace of all these rappers because there's people before them, they teach music producers all this stuff. That wasn't the case. So when they had me ask me for audition, I was like, yeah, whatever. And I filmed it holding my phone like this, like a psychopath, in the back of an Uber. And I sent it to him.
They must have just been like, what the fuck?
And the guy was like, are you fucking kidding me? And I was like, what do you want me to do? And
What
then
did the Uber driver think?
he was talking to me during it. I'm like,
Just
dude.
doing a monologue in the back of
I was
the
like,
Uber.
this isn't about you right now. Like this. And he was just trying to ask me questions during it. And then I sent it. I was like, whatever. And basically called me. He's like, all right, sending someone over your place. You're going to do the tape again. I'm like, all right, cool. And did the tape. And it was like, no doubt in my mind that I didn't get it for some reason. I was just like,
well, the main reason being you started it in an Uber.
yeah,
I'd
well,
say.
when I did the
FaceTime,
tape,
bro.
I texted him. I was like, if this goes to someone else, like that's a mistake. And then he was like, what? I was like, I think I got this. And then he didn't say anything, the agent. And
So you're dead certain that this is it. You're like, nailed it.
oh yeah, I was like, well, that's the other thing. The one of the, whatever, the casting or something like that asked me a question about it. I was just like, I really don't think there's anyone else for this. And then they're like, "Are you American?" I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Yeah, no European actor has ever said something like that."
Yeah,
to us. And I was like, all right, well. But I got a call. I thought it was like whatever. I didn't hear from it. 2 weeks later, I get a call randomly, and I was in Compton just riding horses, and they're like, "Hey, don't shave, don't cut your hair. You start in Texas in 2 weeks doing a show called 1883, which is a prequel to Yellowstone." And
you've never had any kind of like acting training, anything still at this point?
No, well, not at that point, no. And then I get there, and it was like I'm gonna make up a number, but it's a pretty hefty production in terms of like how much it costs, and like I saw the scope of it, and I was like, this is massive. The actors on it, like Tom Hanks was on it for an episode, Billy Bob Thornton, all these people that looked up to him, like, oh, sick.
Yeah, amazing.
But when I got there, I was like, oh, I love it. Like this is better than expected, and I felt not out of place. I had no imposter syndrome, none of that. I was just like, no, I'm meant to. So after I was done with that, I went immediately into acting school, and now I do stuff at RADA here, which is the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts for anyone American that's listening to this. But I do one-on-ones there, and
it's a prestigious place too.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And
so you were like, right, this is what I feel like I should be doing. I'm gonna like commit to it, learn the craft.
Yeah. No, so I did it full on, but in LA too, I felt like I got very lucky. The first 3 things I ever taped for, I got, and I thought that was normal. And I was just like, I did 3 auditions, got 3 jobs. It was like,
some actors are listening like, that fucker.
Well, it's sick. And then I went to this coach in LA, and they told me all these different things, and then I started thinking more about it and overthinking it, and then I started not getting the jobs, and I was just like, no, I'm gonna go back to doing how I originally auditioned in my head, which is I'm gonna do it how I think this is, not how I think everyone else does.
Nice. Yeah, do how you want to do it.
Like I don't want to do it a tape like whatever everyone else, and if I think it's a certain way, I'm gonna do it a certain way. And but yeah, and then I just work on everything else outside of it. But it was, I don't know, the work ethic part of it is different, because with football or sports or whatever, you have to spend a certain amount of time. There's a set schedule and doing what it takes to.
Yeah, what you do, you get out of it. It's like quite linear, isn't it?
Yeah,
if you put the effort in, you're going to get a reward.
Yeah, you're doing speed training, you're doing one-on-ones, you're going to be good at both. You're going to get faster and stronger. This, I was like, how do I make myself better? Like, I don't want to be whatever. I just don't want to sit around and be like, oh, there has to be something.
Mm-hmm.
And, I thought RADA was like the perfect thing, because it was like great teachers that teach dialect, movement, how you sit. Like, they don't change how I think. They just, whatever, ask me questions and make me more in tune with it. And,
was that quite an easy process to actually like start to take all that stuff on board? Because it must be so different to kind of all the other stuff you've done in terms of like you said, like athletically. There's not a formula to it, but there's, like I said, there are certain things you put certain work in, you will achieve certain results.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's 2 routes pretty much for any job. There's one, which is you learn about it from a book, whatever. You go to school for it, you study, or 2 is through life experience and just living it. And with acting, I'm not going to learn about these characters through plays and theater. I missed out on that part early on. So, but I've been with enough characters throughout my life and different people from different places, and grew up with all these different types of people from Marvels, whatever, that someone that is in school is never going to know about, or like, so it's just a different thing. I think through meeting different people and experiences and seeing how they move and being attentive to that, a different route.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
It's nice to hear that because there's the normal process to become an actor, which is often someone in the industry or you go through the normal routes, but that's like just completely different.
Yeah.
And refreshing probably for agents and castings might be like, he's different. Let's choose this guy. Let's go with this guy.
Oh, I've had times where they're like, that's actually insane. They're like, what the fuck was that? And like, but I think I got this show Mobland. The first audition I did, I was in Japan, and I did it in the back of a taxi. And
Again?
the scene, I was in a car.
Okay,
But the
that
guy
makes
was
more
yelling
sense.
at me in Japanese during it, and I was yelling back at him because my character was the scene, whatever called for it. But it was just completely random. I was like, they're either gonna love this or hate it.
Yeah.
That's so good.
You thought I'd just go for it and
That's
see what
such
happens.
a good audition tape.
Yeah, but it was
But
luckily.
Mobland was what eventually brought you into this place, wasn't it? Because that was all shot in the UK. But you guys had met. That's an interesting story as well. So Josh was in Paris working with Dior, and
Mhm.
you were also there in the same kind of
Well,
capacity.
This is my favourite story in terms of like people I've met over the years. Where we finished our show and long week as ever, and it was a big party at the hotel we're staying at, the Reserve Hotel in Paris, which is a lovely hotel. And then I've left the party to go get another client of ours, Papa. He came back into this party, and I turn around and Anto is there. Anthony Boyle.
Anthony
Anthony
yeah.
Boyle. And then I got to meet Alex that night. So me, Anto, and Alex were just there at this party, and I was like, "What, Anto? What are you doing here?" Blah. He's here with another fashion brand, and I turned to Alex. I was like, "Oh, I'm Josh. Nice to meet you. What are you doing here?" He's went, "I got to ride a horse through the middle of Paris on Sunday." And I just thought this guy was being a dick. I was like, "What?" And then you actually had to. What was? And
No,
the actual event was crazy.
It
what
was
you had to do.
crazy, but they didn't let me do it because my insurance was so high. Like they did a test of me riding this horse for this fashion show, whatever, in Paris, and they're like, "Okay, do not take off on it." I'm like, "Oh man, the horse wants to move," whatever. And the whole time they did not plan. I don't think for how much the insurance was going to cost, especially with me on it, and just like they had me ride up and down with this insurance adjuster, and finally on the last one I just kind of like took off a decent amount, and the insurance was so high that they canceled.
So what, they
it.
came and looked at you doing the horse ride, and they were like, then just made up a number based on what they thought the risks involved were.
Oh yeah, because like if the horse gets out of control in Paris with whoever's sitting in the front row.
And bro, you're gonna have like the Kardashians there. You're gonna have like Anna Winter.
yeah.
They're all there. They're there.
If I clip one of them or the horse freaks out, like they weren't concerned about me. The insurance wasn't about me breaking, but it was me hurting other people.
Yeah,
And
fair enough.
And the other thing about that street, it's near Place de Concorde, isn't it? It's all cobbles.
yeah.
So it's not even like obviously they'll put stuff down, but just there's so many risks. When you said about it, I was like, there's no way that can go right.
Yeah.
So then the horse riding didn't happen, but you guys ended up
Oh, he
hanging
pitched
out.
me. He showed me a deck, and he was like, "You should invest in this." And it was this gym.
He's like, hey, the horse riding's not working out for you
Yeah.
today, but here's an opportunity.
Hey, come
No,
to
we were in
this.
the back of a taxi yesterday, and he was showing us a deck of this gym. I was like, "That's actually pretty sick."
That was about
like,
1 a.m. on a Friday night, actually, I think, as well. That was,
Yeah, 1 a.m. was generous too.
yeah, we went to this. I think I didn't really know much about Alex then. We were in the back of a taxi, known him for half an hour, and then he's like, "Oh, I got some friends having a party down the road." What was that place called? Lulu's? Someone near the Louvre. I can't remember what it was called.
That was a much different party.
We got in this party, and like it was like everyone parted, and Alex turned up. Alex was like, "Hey man," everyone was like knowing who Alex is, and I'm like,
You were
"Who
like,
the
who's the horse
fuck
man?"
is this guy? He just rides horses for all I know." The whole of LA were there, like greeting Alex like a king around this party.
And then we had this NBA player lift up Anthony Boyle that was like 7 feet tall. He's legit 7 feet tall.
And Anto's not.
No, but it was a good time. And then randomly, I remembered that night when I got this job, and I was like, I need to find the gym. So I hit up Anthony. I was like, "Who's the guy in the back of the taxi with us? What was that gym?" He's like, I don't. What are you talking about? I'm like,
So Anthony Boyle had come in to see us before we built this place.
Yeah, yeah.
We've referenced it a few times on the podcast over the years. We still need to get him to do the podcast. I think at one point he recorded an intro for us. That was as close as we got.
Did an intro.
He is one of those people that's like, will always look in shape, but on the inside is like horrendously unfit.
If I
He's like,
if I wasn't so strict, I would be so fat. I'd be.
He's one of those that can do kind of just live however he wants, and he'll always be lean, have some muscle.
I can if I take a week off. Like I'm just like, well, how did this happen?
Yeah.
That was a big night.
So that's why he wouldn't have known where this was, because he's like, I don't need to go to the gym.
Yeah.
I'm never going to go in there.
Did you meet him? You met him before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I met him before.
So then this all culminates with eventually, Mobland's happening. You're coming to London.
Yeah.
And then there's just a day, I don't know when, but there was a day where you just happened to be here, and that was it from then on. You were whilst you were filming. So season 2 is now starting, right?
Season 2 is now starting. And
So that's why you're back in town.
Yep, till March, and then I think it'll air around that time too. And it's actually pretty nice filming in London.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's that like in terms of the other stuff you've done has all been in the States, is it?
Yeah, and it's much different. Like the show American Primeval is in New Mexico, which the part was pretty like desolate, and living there because you're essentially living in the place for 6 months, where if it's a TV show. So it's not like you're visiting. So you full on live there. And now in the past 2 years, I've been here close to a year, which is pretty nuts. And which I actually like, because I mean, you get to meet different people, experience a new city, even if you don't like some things or like some things. Like in the States also, like growing up, I never once dreamed of ever even visiting London or working there. It just seemed like such a far like place. Like if you go on vacation and you get a little bit of money, you go to Mexico, it's the closest thing. Like we don't go to Europe, or at least like nowhere where I'm from did.
Through what you're saying there, it kind of brings us nicely to the section. It's called Humbled in Hollywood. If I don't mumble it, it's Humbled in Hollywood. Don't know if you've listened to the podcast before, but it's basically like where, from the outside, often the people that we talk to on here kind of living in this world that's quite, not detached from reality, but for most people, it's kind of like the...
Dude, it's detached from reality.
It's
Today, I got someone basically holding my hand walking across the street because they didn't like think I could walk a crosswalk without getting hit by a car. And I was just like, dude, I'm 32. I survived this, but I don't want to be a prick either. And like, so I'm literally having like a woman grab my shirt and be like, okay, like, let's go across.
This is where we're going.
And I'm like, I don't want to take someone else's job away from them, so I'll let this happen. But it's just like, there's no reality to it. You get handed everything. Like you go in, you get, oh, you want a coffee? You want this? You want this? And
That's one of the reasons why when we started this place, we made a real effort for it to be the opposite. It was like, you just come in and it's like, you are a person in here.
We don't say hello to you. You come in, we're like, fuck off.
Yeah, well, everyone kind of just gives people a bit of shit, and it's like a dose of reality in a way. But the reason we do it on the podcast is like, it gives it's like sharing a story of a moment that's been like either a humbling or an embarrassing thing, like everyday type stuff. I have a good one that you told me, which is definitely not an everyday type thing, but it's tied to your work when you turned up for your
tattoo.
No, that sounds like a good one. We'll come on to that. But it was like the fight training that you did.
Oh,
do you remember
dude,
that?
Yeah.
That was just a funny story. So Alex was like, he was in on the Monday or whatever, and I was like, what are you up to this afternoon? He's like, I've got to go to, I don't know where you were, like Southend or something.
No, Isle of Sheppey, Kent.
And so he's like, got to go to the Isle of Sheppey. He's like, I've got to do fight training. This was for Mobland, right?
Yeah, it was gun training. I didn't end up using a gun at all. So is all.
But often that's the case. Like the writing changes, so people will have done all this training and preparation for something that you don't ever see it in the show. But you spent a couple of days down there or a day down there?
Yeah, I was with this guy that was South African SAS. He was like a 6-year-old guy, but he was definitely just like a wire different. And as soon as I'm in the Isle of Sheppey, Kent, like it's a wild place, and I'm in a farm in this barn, And
And you didn't really fully know what you were doing there, right? You were sort of like, I'm there to like do some fight stuff.
No,
gun
yeah,
training.
it was just the first thing I did is he stood in front of me. He was just like, "Take my gun away from me." And I was like, "How hard should I go here?" And he's just like it's a real gun, and that I'm about to shoot you. So I was like, "Oh,
Had you ever done any kind of like combat training before?
no, I've done wrestling and stuff like that, but not. I mean, I shot guns. Like I've had a gun when I was like,
but not like a kind of self-defense situation.
I'm picturing
like
how I would be in that position, and I'd be the most weird, timid, trying to like reach for the gun and just run away with it.
Could I have your gun, please?
oh, I tried to headbutt him. I was just like, I wanted to test 1, if he was legit, and 2, if I could actually do it. So I was just like, oh, what do you, I was trying to sneak him, and I was like, oh, what are you talking? And then I tried to headbutt him. And as soon as I did that, he took the gun like this and jammed it right in my sternum. Like, and I dropped to my knee, and then he just went, so he did something to the side of my neck where I was just like, could have been out. And he was like, all right, try again. And I was like, fuck, dude. And I literally tried probably 20 different ways, and every time he dropped me. And by the 20th time, he's like, okay, now you hold it. You try to do what I just did. And every time he dropped me again. And this time I just had a gun, and he reversed it on me. And I was like, fuck. When am I actually going to learn how to do this?
He's just getting the shit kicked out of you at a barn.
And about 2 hours in, he was just like, who did your training? I said, that's what you're doing here. And he was like, well, no, for military. And I was like, I'm not military. He's like, who are you? And I said,
See, I had no idea.
I'm Alex. He's like, I thought you were in tomorrow. And I was like, what? And he was just like, I was supposed to train British military service guy today or something like that. And
I just love that he hasn't asked.
And
He hasn't gone like, what's your name? What are you doing? He's like, this guy is the British. Also, you're American. Like, you're clearly not British
He
military.
absolutely handled me. And then after that, he taught me everything. And,
So funny.
but I
So
just
good.
got
What a mad way to approach
I love
anything,
that.
just to be like,
I
this
love
is what
that.
I'm doing today. Regardless of who shows up,
Yeah.
he's just gone and beat the shit out of you for 2
Yeah,
hours.
dude.
It's so funny.
Al Sheppey is honestly the craziest place I've seen.
Can we go back to the tattoo story? I'm assuming there's less physical violence involved in that. A little bit.
Yeah, I also don't want to share it because
Oh, you can definitely not share it.
it's redacted. But yeah, it's a funny one.
Well, I think there's the only option that we've covered a lot of ground here. It's been very insightful, very interesting, somewhat confusing at times, but great. We always round it off with like what's coming up next for each guest, which we've kind of touched on it a little bit. So you're back in town filming Mobland.
Mobland.
What else is happening? What's going on?
That's it. I did a movie in Germany that's with all Germans except me, and that comes out soon. And then
Whatever soon.
I did a movie in Malta that'll come out soon, but right now it's Mobland.
Yeah.
Mobland time. I think the first season, loved it. Everyone raved about it. So looking forward to.
I watched it. It was my daughter has been born since last time I saw you. So when she was really, really little,
She said, "Dad, I want to watch this."
She said, yeah.
I was like, let's watch this, because it's like one of those where like you've gone through the process where there's times where you are just kind of sat and you can't do anything for like a few hours at a time. So my wife was having a rest, having a sleep, and I was like, I'm gonna just get stuck into watching this. So Mobland was the show that I watched in that phase before anything kind of like kicks back in with life. So maybe I'll have another kid, and then season 2 will come out, and I can just do it all over again. That could be a thing.
Yeah, you got to catch up. I have 3.
2's enough for now. 2's enough. Josh can have one, and then we'll reconvene.
Yeah.
We'll see where we
from
get
there.
to. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Alex.
Please, I want my picture to be black and white with my name across.
So Alex was basically taking the piss out of the old artwork that was used for the podcast.
I thought Twain died, and
Where
I
he
was so concerned for like 30 seconds until I called him and he answered. I said, thank God. And he was like, what? I was like, I thought I saw it, and I was just like, it looked like one of those like deadline things. It was just like
deadline.
I was like, with his name across, and there's a black and white headshot of him just like this.
If we release that, there'll be a bunch of really sad cowboys in America.
Well,
They'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe he's died.
yeah.
No, we'll give you a nice, bright, colourful one.
Thank you.
Make it
That'd be
really
beautiful.
bright. It's extra bright.
Extra bright, just with the sun behind. So
On that note, we've got to wrap it up.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much. Thank you.
Thank you.